Welcome back to Everywoman. The living goddesses of Katmandu are worshipped by Hindus and Buddhists. They wear silks and jewels and their feet never touch the earth. They're revered as earth-bound deities, but they're just little girls. The Kumari, as they're known, live secluded, lonely lives and rarely see other people. Last year, the Supreme Court in Nepal ordered an inquiry into whether the children are being exploited. So far, nothing's changed. Everywoman went to Katmandu to meet the child goddesses.
Today is a special day for 11-year-old Jazeera English. It is one of the 3 days in the year that she is allowed out of the house. Jazeera has not set foot on these roads for the past 6 years. Her feet are never to touch the ground unless there is a red carpet beneath her. She is a living goddess, Kumari, of the city of Patan, one of the 3 principal living goddesses in Katmandu Valley in Nepal. The Kumari is supposed to be the incarnation of Talaju, the protector deity of the state. Jazeera is out to see the chariot of Machandranath, the rain god. Every year in the months of April and May, the chariot is pulled across Patan to welcome the monsoon season. Most people come to watch the chariot, but for many, this is also one of the few chances to see the living goddess out in public.
The Kumari is considered to be a living goddess. It is also a prime example of religious tolerance. A Buddhist girl becomes a goddess in this Hindu tradition. Hindus have daughters too, yet it is a respect given to both religions. It also emphasizes that girls are to be respected.
The chariot of Machandranath is taken around the city, and every year even the king has to come and visit it. Hindus and Buddhists both consider Machandranath to be sacred. The Kumari also plays a significant role in building this religious tolerance in the country. In the Katmandu Valley, there are 3 main Kumaris in the 3 principal cities: Patan, Katmandu and Bhaktapur. Many of the festivals that were followed in the ancient times are still observed in each of these 3 cities. For any ordinary girl, the life that Jazeera leads sounds strange. Every morning she is adorned in her finery. Jazeera has very few friends, and she has to find ways to amuse herself in the large house. Her necklaces weigh over 2 kilograms, and she has to hold her head high at all times.
In Patan, we have to make sure that the Kumari remains pure.
For parents of the Shakya and Bajracharya communities from which the Kumari is selected, the idea of their daughter being chosen to be a Kumari is not necessarily something to be overjoyed about.
I didn't want my daughter to be a Kumari. Whether you agree to it or not, the spirit of the goddess comes and chooses her successor. We already had a Kumari in the family. I did not take my daughter for the choosing ceremony.
But Jazeera is not going to remain a goddess forever. According to tradition, the Kumari is supposed to be a virgin goddess without any blemishes. She is supposed to have 32 traits: a clear voice, a fine neck, elegant hands, a well-proportioned body, and most importantly, she is not supposed to have shed any blood. As soon as she menstruates, she shall no longer be pure. In the next year or so, Jazeera's time as a Kumari will be up. Another young girl will be chosen to fill her place, and Jazeera will become a mere mortal again. "15-year-old Amita is the former Kumari of Katmandu. Amita was a Kumari for 8 years. Unlike Jazeera, she had to live with a surrogate family throughout those 8 years. After being in seclusion as a Kumari for almost a decade, Amita had a tough time reintegrating back to her family. She is still scared of venturing out into the city by herself.
In
a way, Kumari is a goddess, but on the other hand, she doesn't get to study, nor go out of the house. When she finishes her tenure, then the child's experiences are going to be different. For instance, if I name a place, my daughter won't know where that is.
But Amita is still luckier compared to the royal Kumaris before her. Amita's father, Amrit Shakya, made a direct appeal to the then king to ensure that his daughter was educated. None of the Kumaris before Amita were educated. Amita got a private tutor, and when her tenure as Kumari ended at the age of 13, she was a 7th grader and was able to go back to school in the same class as her contemporaries.
I went to school with my dad on the first day. We went to the principal's office. He called another girl from class 7 and asked her to guide me. I went to class and around. She introduced me to friends and explained everything.
But in the third city of Katmandu Valley, in Bhaktapur, things are very different. 8-year-old Sajani Shakya is the Kumari of Bhaktapur. Sajani lives with her parents, goes to school, and yet she still fulfills her role as a living goddess. With advocacy done by Siddhi Bahadur Karmacharya, the chief priest in Bhaktapur, Sajani has her feet firmly on the ground. The little Kumari gets the best of both worlds. Perhaps this middle path is the way forward for the future of the tradition and of the little goddesses.
It's hard work being a goddess. Now, last week, Everywoman investigated the poor wages of Egyptian textile workers, mostly women, who've gone on strike because they're so badly paid. But low pay for women is a global problem. In America, for example, the law states quite clearly that wages can't be unequal because of race, religion or gender. But the reality is that on average, women in the US earn 20 to 30% less than their male counterparts. And now a Supreme Court ruling will make it harder to sue for discrimination because complaints have to be filed within 180 days. Well, to discuss the implications, I'm joined now by writer Liza Featherstone, author of the book Selling Women Short, the landmark battle for workers' rights at Walmart. And she's an expert on workplace issues. For those of us who don't really know US law inside out, what impact will this ruling have on women being able to sue for discrimination in wages?
This ruling, which as you pointed out, states that a person must file their complaint within 180 days of the alleged act of discrimination, is going to make it very difficult for a couple reasons. One is there often, when people are discriminated against in their workplace, there isn't always one single act. Usually people work for many years and quite often seeing many men promoted above them who are less qualified. Hearing many rumors of how much their male counterparts make before women really even realize that they're being discriminated against.
What about the knock-on effect on the economy as a whole? Because women as a group tend to have lower paid jobs, but they also have to provide childcare and that kind of thing. So how is this going to affect that?
Well, it is interesting. It does have an effect on the economy as a whole. I saw a study that showed that something like 40% of the women who now collect some form of public assistance would be able to be independent of government help if they were not being discriminated against in the workplace. So this, workplace discrimination actually has places a fairly big burden on the public.
But I think the figure is that women make on average 77 cents for every dollar that men make. And I know that obviously low pay for women is a global problem, but do you think in America that it's going to become more of a political issue now that we have women like Nancy Pelosi at the forefront?
I do think that it may become more of a political issue. In surveys, women repeatedly cite this as one of the most important issues to them. And interestingly, I think that that there may be some particular pressure on Hillary to raise this issue, Hillary Clinton, as she's running for president, because it's expected that this year more single women than ever are going to turn out to vote. And single women rank equal pay as one of their top concerns, more than any other demographic group does. And Hillary is particularly interested in courting this single women demographic. She's really going to need that if she's going to become president.
Well, we shall see if equal pay becomes one of the hot political issues. Liza Featherstone, thank you very much for joining us today. Good to talk to you. And that's all for this week. If you have any comments about the programme, do contact us via email. The address is everywoman@aljazeera.net. Until next time, from all the team here, bye-bye.